So I'm making a video because I was going to go to the Dallas Zoo today for, just to see some animals and do some exercise walking. And for 3 hours prior to me taking my bus, they were continuously using some sort of electronic device to empty out my entire intestines and guts. I mean, really fucking bad. They had me literally just pressing a button and making me shit. Like, I go use a restroom because they're forcing me. I finish, I go and lay down on my bed, and then like a few minutes later, or not a few minutes later, like 20 minutes later, they press the button again. They make me get up and shit. And they were doing it in like 10-15 minute increments of making me, nothing is in my guts and stomach, empty out of everything, and my stomach hurts right now. I don't feel very good right now. I feel like I don't know who's responsible for doing this. I'm not crazy. This is not a medical condition. Someone is using an electronic device because they knew I was going to be going probably to the zoo, and they didn't want me to. I don't know if it's because there's a lot of people there. But I don't know who, like I said, responsible. They're using some sort of frequency transmitter that's shooting into my intestines and making me shit. Like, it empties out all my guts, and it's not a mental illness. It is not a physical illness. It is somebody has a transmitter anywhere in my environment. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it's located, exactly how it works, but it is someone using an electronic device. And to pester me even more, they start shooting me lightly with a transmitter that then shoots and makes the muscle tissue twitch, and they'll shoot my butt cheek. Like, they'll shoot real quick and I'll feel this, and it's to drive me crazy and anger, like they're in control of everything that I'm doing in life. So like I said, if anyone out there can find out who's responsible for setting up these electronic devices, what rights do they have. I'm very terrified to even go to a police department anymore. I haven't in a long time. I've reported it to police departments several times before. There is tens of thousands of people that know who I am, that are being notified my GPS location, and they have a team that is just coming after me. They're doing nothing to make my life nearly a living unbearable to live. So I'm going to be going to. I'm going to still try to go to Rhode Island, which is, my flight is booked in August 31st or August 30th, and I have to go there to get on the dental program to pay for my 10 cavities and my root canal. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete my GED there. I'm probably just going to have to work, but if I can, and if it's allowed, I'm going to try to earn my GED. But from the looks of it, I'm really starting to think and know that I'm not going to be able to, because there's just too much shit. I had to find a place to live on Craigslist or on Facebook, room for rent, and everything is controlled. Every place I live, where I'm going to live, how much I'm going to pay, the conditions. So they already know that when I get to the house, they'll have the electronic devices set up there. I'm sure they already know that when I find a place to live, and there's a few places that they're going to have on there, are they going to be designated in certain locations in that city, only specifically. Like I said, I don't know who's responsible for this, but it's an entire gay community, LGBT community. It's only them. I go to the dollar store, the grocery store, gas stations. There's not any heterosexual females in sight anywhere. The fast food restaurants, Pie Pies, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Cabana, I have no idea who's responsible for this. It's very hard for me to understand that. Where do all the heterosexual females go, regardless of what age? Where did they move them all to a different city? Did they tell how? Because what I'm thinking is that the gay community is so powerful that they're intentionally all working together against me and deterring any heterosexual females within my environment to even be able to look at them. I just felt somebody shoot me on the side of my thigh. making the muscle tissue twitch. So shoot something very quickly and it makes the muscle tissue twitch. It's to pester me, but I don't know who's responsible for this. It's very terrifying. It's like a scary movie. Why is there no heterosexual females at all in any environment that I'm going to? In job sites. How do you know, when I grew up, when I was 20 years old, in my early 20s, I'd see heterosexual females, working at a Walgreens or at a Walmart or something like that, but there were heterosexual females, or a 16 or 17-year-old girl working at a grocery store trying to save up money. Like, I'm thinking all these people have to have a job. They go to school, get a part-time job, save up money for their car, help their parents where they live, or pay rent. There is no heterosexual females at all. I don't know how they're doing this. It's very terrifying. On top of the electronic devices being used on me, but I know that the police department is not willing to help me and is not willing to do anything, and it's even more terrifying because they're all LBGT community and they know who I am, and I'm a hated person. It's very difficult to walk in so many different places where people want you dead. People want me dead, they want me deceased, and they're just waiting me to drop dead. It's like a cult. It's very terrifying that it's like a cult of people that want to go and attack me, yet they know very little about my life, and they just know that I got raped by a transgender. And all these people, they know that they're shooting me with an electronic device. They do. So I know the word gets around some way or another. Not every single gay person is built the same. Not every single transgender is going to do exactly as they're being ordered. There's going to be some of them that are going to say, hey, to the straight female somewhere, and say, hey, this guy's being shot with electronic devices, and then torture him and stalking, tapping his phone and all kinds of stuff. But like I said, everything that I'm saying and everything that I'm doing in my room on my phone is being recorded. And the same thing at my mother's twin sister's apartment. I don't know who's responsible for this. I feel very scared for my brother Marco as well, because I know they're gonna be poisoning in his head. They're a bunch of gays to try to hate against me and persecute me, because they know that that's the last little family that I had that I communicate with, and he's my brother. But like I said, it's very terrifying. I don't know who's responsible for this, but they're in teams. I go to my mother's to pick up mail or a package every few days, 3 or 4 days, and the people are coming out of their apartment exactly when I'm going to her place, like as I'm an enemy. Like, there he is, like we're letting know we're in control. I go to the Family Dollar store to buy a couple gallons of water or toilet paper, and there's people following me inside the stores. I'm going and riding my scooter down the aisles where they have, before I get to the Family Dollar store, and there's people jumping out acknowledging my awareness. And this is not delusional. This is not me just looking and for trouble. These people are hounding me down like an animal. Like, they have very little respect, if any kindness at all, and they're aware of everything about my mother's twin, my brother Marco, and they're just really infested in the internal circle of my immediate family, and saying what is going to happen, what they're going to do, what orders they're ordering, and they can harass and continue to do this because no one can stop them. So I wanted to make this video. I still feel very sick. I don't know what devices, but they are making me I literally, for 3 hours, every like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, I have to jolt out, and I can feel this. I can feel them pushing this electronic device, shooting the electronic device at me, and my intestines literally doing this, like it being pushed out, and then they'll turn it off, and then they'll turn it again, and I can feel it doing this, like by force. Like, it's, I don't know who's responsible for to do this. And one of the terrifying things that I like to talk about, anytime I eat at a restaurant, I never know, or I buy a drink somewhere, I never know if somebody's going to put poison in it. I never know if somebody could put arsenic poisoning in there, or just small portions of it, or antifreeze, or do something crazy to cause organ damage and not kill me, but do internal bodily organ damage to get rid of my life. When I talked to my to the doctor that I visited, I was explaining to them, to the doctor, or to the assistant professor, that, you know, what happens if something happens to me? I have a massive stroke, a heart attack, and I eat extremely healthy. I said, these people are preventing me from lifting weights, exercising, to devour and decay my body as much as they can. And they won't be, if something happens to me, they're not going to be charged with murder. They're not going to be charged with horrific crimes, saying that you tortured this person and now this person is dead, and now you're not getting charged for setting up these electronic devices and torturing this person and all the other people that are coming at me, because it's just engulfing in hatred against me, and it's all it is. It keeps engulfing in hatred against me, to say that you never know who I'm going to come across. I eat at a restaurant, I stop by to get some french fries at, you know, Popeyes, or I go to Taco Cabana to get a burrito. I never know if somebody's putting poison in it, or putting something in there that they shouldn't. Even if it's not poison, they could put feces, they could put urine, they could do something very disgusting to the food just to gratify themselves for that very moment in life, because I'm an enemy. You have so many people against me that I never know what somebody can do, and this is what's so terrifying. But I wanted to make this video. I would have been and gone to the Dallas Zoo today, but I couldn't physically get up. I physically could not get out of bed, get dressed, and get on the bus, because they had stripped everything from my intestines, and it feels like the walls of my lining of my stomach and intestines were being just forced out of my body, and it feels depleted, like deprived of being able to move and nutrients, like they harm my internal organs. And I don't know if this electronic devices could eventually be leading to any internal damages, because my body doesn't have the time to absorb all the nutrients through my intestines and stomach that my body desperately needs to stay alive and healthy. So they're making me shit out anything that's healthy, so that I'm not being able to get the nutrients and body that I need. And they're controlling me mentally. Can you imagine just walking around everywhere, knowing that everybody knows, and just with a touch of a button somebody can, you know, threaten me or say something, and I'm always unconscious that I don't know who has this weapon, that they shoot this electronic device and I'm forced to shit myself, like at any given, or like forcing me, like I feel I have to go to the restroom. Like they have a control, and they're just, you do this and you do this and you do this, we can abuse you, we can do whatever we want, and no one can stop us. I'm terrified to go to the police department, absolutely terrified, because I know they're in on it. I'm hated by so many people, and it is only coming from the gay community, only coming from it. It is hatred. I can't tell you how many times people have said deathful wishes at me, how many things people are wanting to persecute me, and things that I have no control over, and I don't know who's spying on my mother's residence and everything that I do, but it's like someone has created a profile, and every action I take on a daily basis, they tell people where I'm going, what I'm going to buy at times, but they always tell people where I'm going, or they notify them, okay, he's over here, go follow him. And it's never good. It's never good. It's never good vibes, never comfortable. I'm always usually wanting to get there and leave. And everyone knows my face. Everybody knows who I am. They're not strangers to me like they should be, like if I was living in a normal world. But why is there no heterosexual females? I took the sexual transmitted diseases test dozens of times, and everything came up clean, that I don't have HIV, I don't have syphilis, I don't have gonorrhea, chlamydia, I don't have any sexual transmitted diseases. There should be some females I should be able to talk to, and they're preventing me from getting in any type of relationship. for my future.